Today we're going to talk about some disturbing stuff. Some images shown in this video may be shocking and specific. If this sort of content has the potential to be triggering to you, please click away from this video. Viewer discretion is advised. What is an aesthetic? An aesthetic is a critical reflection of art, culture, and nature. They are also a collection of images, colors, objects, and music that creates a specific emotion, purpose, and community. People have different taste in different aesthetics, and we use aesthetics to discuss what is art and the meaning of an artwork. The following aesthetics we're going to talk about are found on the Aesthetics Wiki. The source is in the description if you want to read more about them. So, let's just get into them. Cutecore or Cutecore is an online aesthetic focusing on image edits that combine typical kawaii images with slight traces of gore. Characters are often depicted with wounds, blood splatter, glitches, and otherwise horrific motifs. It is rather similar to Traumacore that we will get into later, by the way that the images are edited and the way it makes reference to murder and trauma. The cute yet creepy art style is highly popular on TikTok. It is sometimes used as a joke, or for people who cope with trauma. Morute, a name combining the words morbid and cute, is an aesthetic created in the early 2010s that expresses the dichotomy between a hyper-feminine and childlike softness with American Gothic elements. It is an outlet for expressing mental illness. The childlike imagery serves as a desire to return to a childhood that was ripped away. Motifs like cute and religion are used for portraying purity and innocence, but also the feeling of being unable to, due to trauma. Meatcore is an aesthetic based on raw meat, flesh, organs, and blood. This aesthetic is centered around the cute and artistic side of the aesthetic, but it does sometimes employ body horror. People who participate in Meatcore do not necessarily enjoy eating meat, but may instead just enjoy looking at it. The visuals can include meat in supermarket packages, creatures, or things made of flesh meat like organs. Steak seems to be the most popular meat in the community. Additionally, motives of cannibalism may show up in image posts. Traumacore is a type of aesthetic imagery that delves into the themes of abuse and trauma alongside cute visuals that give the whole aesthetic a bittersweet tragedy feel. Mental, emotional, and spiritual abuse are also common themes in Traumacore. Traumacore in general tends to be more focused on trauma experienced in childhood, explaining the cute visuals, although adult trauma can also be covered. Many people turn to these images to help them cope with the pain they have suffered in the past. Most images of Traumacore are ones with Hello Kitty, Dreamcore, and even something as a cake, all overlapped with dark messages. While many people say that Traumacore isn't inherently an aesthetic, many of the images used in photo and video edits are derived from other aesthetics. Traumacore is more of a type of art therapy or visual journaling for people with trauma. It is frowned upon to participate in Traumacore if the participant is not a survivor of some kind of trauma themselves, as it is considered fetishization of a very serious issue. Trauma consumes many people's lives, and Traumacore can be used as a coping mechanism for people who really need it. However, like any kind of coping mechanism, it should not be a stand-in to proper treatment, like therapy. Darkcore is inspired by a set of dark rooms. This aesthetic can depict a black void or shadowy corners. Shadow figures are popular motifs of this aesthetic. The images are pictures of someone running away from a black figure or walking through an abandoned house. This aesthetic is meant to give a really uncomfortable and eerie feeling. Macaute is an aesthetic which means disturbing and horrifying because of involvement with or depiction of death and injury, and the word cute, which means attractive in a pretty and endearing way. Examples of the Macaute aesthetic would be graphic imagery like blood, guts, and all sort of gore, but depicted in a light and cartoonish way. Earliest example of this aesthetic would be the classic Flash animation Happy Three Friends. I remember this cartoon as a kid. I thought this was just an innocent cartoon with goofy characters, but I was so wrong. And this scarred me. But I look back at it with a smile on my face though. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to talk about these aesthetics with like-minded people, join my Discord server, the link is in the description. And I will see you later. Goodbye.